That's about it. I don't have a whole lot right now.
Was that the first formal practice rather than just workouts so far?
Yes, that was our first formal practice. And it was, we didn't do anything other than just generic football work. We didn't work on Kansas State yet.
What is the schedule here going forward, practice-wise, and when you start working on Kansas State?
Tomorrow we'll practice. It'll be another just generic practice, just UCLA versus UCLA fundamentals. And then they have finals next week, so they'll take the week off for finals, and then we'll come back next Saturday and start in earnest on Kansas State. We'll do all of our install before we leave for Christmas break. So we'll have a normal, what would be a normal game week, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, which would mimic a Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then they'll go home for a few days for Christmas. We'll come back here on the 27th and practice, fly down to San Antonio on the 28th, have a workout, and then 29th, 30th, 31st, and 1st will be once again like a Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday of a typical game week when we play on Saturday. So it actually works out very, very well for us. The schedule is outstanding.
Just worked out from the standpoint that they get off next week for finals week too?
Well, it works out well in a lot of ways. Number one, they get finals off, which they need. They need to concentrate on their academics. Number two, they get a chance to go home for Christmas. And I think that's very important that they get that time with their families. And then number three, we get really 2 4-day windows where we can have what would be a typical game week structure for us. And so that's how we prepare, and that's how we're used to preparing. So I think it'll serve us well. When I looked at the way it was able to lay out, I was excited about it.
So New Year's Day, second, is a good bowl game for you?
The second?
Or the first of the second, I'm saying.
Yeah, it worked out. And the first or the second or the 31st, any of those games are fine with me, or the 12th. Those would all be good.
I don't know how much chance you've gotten to reflect on this season yet, but in terms of where you guys saw yourselves being at the end, or at the beginning of the season, how close or how far away from that expectation were you guys?
Well, the season's not over, and you're right, I haven't had a chance to reflect. I mean, the minute the regular season over, we finished, we jumped right into recruiting, so I haven't really thought about it much. I mean, I'll wait until the season's actually over to reflect.
With this being Brett's last game coming up, what has he done for this program, and what's kind of going to be his legacy when he leaves?
You know, I don't know. I mean, I think he's done a lot. He's won a lot of games, helped us win a lot of games. He's helped us set a lot of records. He's helped us build an excitement around this program. You know, I think this last game is very important for him and his legacy, you know, and hopefully he goes out on a high note.
In terms of getting that 10th win, how important have you seen that kind of among your players before this game?
I haven't seen my players since the day after the Stanford game until this morning, and I didn't really have a chance to talk to him. It was a quick practice.
With the time you had after the Stanford game, did you still kind of hammer in the 24-hour rule, or did you just kind of let the players handle it as they saw fit?
That one needed to hurt. Yeah, that one needed to hurt. You have a 24-hour rule because you have to get on to the next game the next week. We don't play until January 2nd, so that one still hurts. That one hadn't gone away. That one's not going to ever go away. Those don't go away.
Why did it need to hurt?
Because it was a game that had a huge impact on, you know, what we're trying to achieve around here. We didn't get it done. You know, we failed, and when you fail, it should hurt. If you take pride in what you do, if you're serious about being great at what you do. And that's what I want them to understand.
Do you guys look at the film much from that, or is that just something you kind of move on?
No, you look at the film always. There's always something to learn, whether you win or you lose, whether you believe you played well or you believe you played poorly. It's always somewhere in between, and I think there's just always something to be learned, and you don't want to ever let an opportunity to learn pass by.
Talk a little bit about Eric Kendricks getting the Butkus.
Isn't it fantastic? Butkus, and then USA All-American, and Walter Camp All-American, first team. Just to me, it just verifies, you know, the type of player that he is, and really, maybe more importantly, the type of person he is, the type of leader, what he's meant to this university. You know, you talk about someone that is going to leave a legacy. He's the Butkus Award winner, which is, you know, equivalent to the Heisman for linebackers. It was a goal of his, amongst his goals. I thought the reaction of his teammates was very telling of how they feel about him. and the respect that they have for him and the admiration that they have for him. And we're just so happy for him because he's worked so hard, and he's just a shining example of what a student athlete should be in every single way. And it's fantastic to see him get rewarded and recognized.
Had you seen him get that emotional before?
Yeah, he gets emotional after every game. He's an emotional young man.
Ranking moments since you've been here, how does that rank that morning when Butkus was out there?
Well, I wasn't here, unfortunately.
Oh, you weren't there?
I was
That's
recruiting.
right. That's
yeah.
right.
Jeff Olbrich, we sent him back. And I can tell you this, that Scott Quisenberry told me that it's a moment that he'll never forget. And he said it's the most memorable moment of his life so far. So I can only go off of what those guys are telling me. And so it must have been pretty special.
You've been on the road recruiting. How much were you able to sell that Butkus Award now that you've been out there talking to some linebackers?
And we've used it. Yeah, we've used it. It was on the plane with us for a couple days.
It was.
Yeah. Eric, we took it right out of his hands and put it on a plane.
I know there was some conflicting reports about Zach Whitley and his status with the team. Are you guys expecting him to be on the bowl roster?
He is on our team, right? Currently on our team, yeah. I don't know. There was never confusion with us.
Yeah, I'm just saying that
he's always been on our roster. There's never been any changes. So, yeah, I mean, I don't know where that came from, but so.
All right.
Okay, I'm going to the doctor.